Welcome to Sacred Success, the alchemy of spiritual business, where Michelle Barr talks to conscious entrepreneurs and spiritual seekers about creating a better life and a better business now. Building your own business is the most intensive personal and spiritual growth and development course you could ever enroll in. And that's why Michelle does the work she does for you. We're glad you're here with Michelle Barr on the OMTimes Radio Network.
Have you here today. Welcome. This is Michelle Barr, your Sacred Business Success Coach on my show, Sacred Business Success, here on OMTimes Radio Network. I'm here at this same time every week, and you can go to the website for OMTimes Radio and grab all the past shows as podcasts and listen to them online or download them to go. I talk about all kinds of things. I'm a conscious business expert. I'm a business coach. I'm an intuitive strategist and a mindset mentor. So I like to really talk about everything that comes together when you set out to dream those big dreams, to set those big goals and intentions to be, do, and have bigger, better, and more, because it's really about all of you. So I talk as much about strategy and marketing as I do about mindset. And that's what really sets my work apart from a lot of business coaches in the industry. The other thing that I really address is my own story, and probably a lot of you, because you're finding me through my work or through OMTimes, is we didn't just set out to build and grow a business. We have these gifts, we have a calling, a nudging, we have these visions and these dreams, and we not only want to be running a business, but we want our life to be a certain way. And that is what I have done, is create a vision of the life I want to live and then build a business that supports and sustains that life all the time, in every season, in every age, in every stage. And that is what I really bring to you. And I'm excited today to talk to you about all kinds of things. I want to start off the show today by bringing you some questions that have been asked of me. And I tell you all every week as you're listening, I love questions because there are things you want to know that I know, but I'm not pulling everything I know out until you tell me what you most want to hear. If you want to connect with me, go to sacredbusinesssuccess.com. Just jump on my page there and ask me the questions you want to know. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what's important to you. And so I'm going to share with you all the time. I have clients who come to me and they tell me, here is what is holding me back. And I answer, here is what to do about it. Sometimes the most amazing thing I see is clients come to me and they tell me, here's what is holding me back. And I can see that means they're right on track. They have these beliefs that are not truth, that are holding them back. And when you learn to bust through those beliefs, you get a big payday, a big payoff. And I'm not just talking money, but clients and money come every time. Also a better life, more contentment, my relationships heal, my world is different. So I know it works. These are some of the most common things that people come to me and tell me. And so I want to answer some of this for you. The first thing that a client said to me is, there's too much work to do to be ready for success. I teach my clients and students to create success right away. One of my mottos is, you are in business now. We'll build the foundation. We'll build the well-oiled machine. We will build the container for you to pour yourself and your work into. But you are in business now. There is no more of this getting ready, getting to it. There's no getting ready and work to do to be ready for success. I teach my clients and students every day within as little as the first 30 days. You can have clients or more clients and make money or more money. I see it every week, every month. You want to create right away a business that will support and sustain the life you want to live. And it's very doable. Yes, there's work to be done. There is work to do, but that doesn't mean it can't pay off from the beginning. I've run my business from the very beginning, being willing to be perfectly imperfect. This is a great skill to learn, and a lot of it's mindset. So get yourself a coach like me that helps you with mindset. And because of this, I've consistently grown more clients and more money and a bigger and better business, which led to a bigger and better life. You don't get ready for success. You create it right now today. You are in business now. So then let's talk about sacred success, because again, for me, it wasn't just create success or business success. I had created success in businesses before, but they didn't feed my soul. They were things I could do, but they weren't what I was made to do, what I'm here to do. And I was on a journey finding what that was. And you get to a point in the journey, stop. There is nothing left to heal before you do your work. You will actually heal through stepping out and being who you are and doing what you're made to do and what you're here to do and doing your work. So that sacred success is when I married and integrated all those parts of my life. There were times I created success in my personal life, but I hated my work. I didn't like it. There was drama, there was distraction, there was pain. So sacred success that I talk about is creating a vision of the life you want to live and creating a business that supports and sustains that and living that as your life. Now, here's a belief that really gets to me when people come to me with this. I have to work hard for free before people will pay me. I actually put a stop to this immediately with my clients and students. I have a formula for giving away for free for a short period of time and with a clear strategy. And there still has to be an energy exchange. You should actually not give away for free. The reason I am able to give so much away for free all the time and love doing it is because I have built it into the structure of my business. It's part of the system, and I am making plenty of money in my business. It's part of my business strategy, structure, and system. And the free has purpose, and it pays off for me while it serves my community. Another one that comes to me a lot. Nobody has money to pay a reasonable amount for my work. Do you see how these are all beliefs, and you tell yourself a story, and guess what? Whatever you say is. This one was a big one for me. My ideal client or target market doesn't have money to pay. And I bought into it until enough coaches making money and growing businesses like the one I wanted to have told me it's simply not true, unless I believe it is. I bumped up against this one over and over, and even recently last year. And I made a big shift, and I had a big payday. And suddenly I had 7 people show up ready to work with me, pay in full for 6-month programs and move forward. That's how I knew it was me that was the problem, not the belief. The belief simply wasn't true. People pay me really good money for what I do now. And those who can pay show up and pay me willingly, and they get results. So when potential clients show up and they're willing to pay and ready to pay and do the work, they get results. It all comes down to you valuing yourself and your work and putting it out in the world in a strategic way. I love talking about these things, and so I'm going to be bringing more and more of this to you as we go along, and I'll just start the show off with it. And so I want you to submit those questions by connecting to me at sacredbusinesssuccess.com. Think about that. Think about the beliefs. Think about the stories that you're telling yourself in your business and your life right now, or that are keeping you from having a business, from doing the work you love. What if those could go away? What if those could disappear? What if your reality could change? As your coach, I am going to urge and encourage you right now to consider which things are beliefs and stories that have power over you, that are creating what you don't want instead of what you want, because I can help you with that. I'm excited today because we are going to talk about a concept that I live and that I teach that changed everything for me in my life and changes things for my clients. I talk about it as this is what I have and I'm here now. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about what is the most important thing. And this is the one that you can be doing right now. There's no getting ready. There's no going to. There's no, it can't happen for me yet or not now. How about becoming really present? This is one of those where I call you to be really present. This is what I have, and I'm here now. And we're going to dive deep into this in just a minute. I'll be right back.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
What if living didn't have to be so serious?
What if you could move beyond your problems with greater confidence and ease than you've ever imagined?
Throw your labels out the window and join the Irreverent Therapist for practical tips and a very different way of approaching the changes you would like to create.
Marilyn Bradford
and Pam Hodling
have empowered hundreds of people to come out of self-judgment, quit looking to experts, and begin to create the lives they desire.
Join us Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Irreverent Therapist Show.
What if business could be fun? What if business is the adventure of living? What are you choosing? Where do you do business that makes it easier, more fun, or more joyful for you? We'd love to see where you do business. Connect with us on Instagram at Joy of Business or Twitter at Joy of Business. And share your pictures with hashtags BusinessDoneWhere and Joy of Business. Let's change the world with business.
Hello, I'm Miriam Knight of New Consciousness Review, inviting you to my new show where I interview the rising stars of the conscious awakening. We'll explore the many faces of consciousness and action and intriguing perspectives on life, the universe, and everything in between. Join us each Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern on the Rising Stars Show.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Hello, welcome back. This is Michelle Barr, and this is Sacred Business Success on OMTimes Radio Network. I'm so excited to talk with you today about this topic because it calls you to be really mindful and really present. People are living so much in the past and affected and impacted so much by their past, and then living for this future that they're going to have after they take care of their past. And someday when everything's great and they're all ready, and then that day doesn't come. I lived it long enough, and I've been doing really well running this business for quite a few years now, and yet there were so many years that I was putting off and not feeling enough and not thinking I had enough or could do enough or was enough and all of that. This is about being really present and mindful. It's the concept that we are always a teacher and we are always a student. There are people just 2 steps behind you. Your ideal client is you 2 years ago. Think about that and really dive into it. It's going to help you. You have been somewhere and come through something and are now somewhere else. And what you did in the middle is what you're going to help other people with. And all they need is someone to help them get from where they are to where you are. And that's how it starts. And then you continue to grow and evolve, and they continue to follow you. This is the key to this. When clients come to me and they're going through something, I always honor what they're going through. And I say, this is very real and you're going through it. So let's deal with that. But because you are a spiritual teacher, a leader, a healer, a helper, a speaker, teacher, author, all of that, because you have shown up in my world, you have a message. And this is also about your message. Because of that, I want them to know, and I tell them, what you are going through and living right now, become very aware of it. It's the meat of your work. We are always called to walk our talk and to live first what we're going to turn around and be for others and sell to others. So in its simplest form, I say what you're going through right now, you're going to be selling next year. You are creating powerful stories. And that's the way it works. I want you to think about that, whatever you're going through right now and whatever you just went through that you came through. It's enough. There are people looking for you and looking for that right now. So I'm challenging you. This is what I have, and I'm here now, becoming mindful and becoming present. My very first business coach I hired in 2009 helped me work on this, and it was mindset and it was energy, my own personal energy and commitment and making a decision. And it was so powerful, it changed everything. And that's why I want to share it with you so much. She said, will you believe with everything you believe about spirit, source, energy, the universe, will you believe that if something shows up in your world, it is a match to you? If it shows up, it is a match to you. Otherwise, it could not show up. So will you make a conscious decision and agreement with yourself to show up in every moment and trust that you have in that moment everything you need, and the universe will connect the dots? And I did. The first time I got on a stage at a big speaking gig, the minute before I was to step on the stage, I'd had notes in my hands. I was trying to remember and think about what I was going to say. Right before they were going to call my name, my mind blanked out, and I really thought, I am going to forget everything. I'm not going to know what to say. This is going to be a disaster. And her words came back to me. And I stepped up on that stage and I stood there and I opened my mouth and I made a sound, and then I was full and the words came. Another time down the line, I started getting challenged. Stop speaking with notes. No more speaking with notes. It's time. Can you put your notes away and trust that you have everything inside of you that you will need to do this? And I said, okay, this next speaking, I'm going to do it without notes. And I stepped up and I opened my mouth, and I was speaking for an hour. And I thought, how will I speak for an hour without notes? And I started getting an outline in my head, and I knew my stuff. And when I opened up and I trusted this principle, I also started feeling the audience. And I started knowing what to say, and it really works. I want you to realize, if you're being called, your time is now. More people are being called and waking up than ever. So why are people still thinking it's not the time? It's not the time yet. You're being called. You're waking up now. I spoke with someone today who doesn't have anything in place yet, and she's already being offered opportunities because she's a match. And now I get the amazing job to help her create the foundation and step into those opportunities. That's what I love. This is what I have, and I'm here now. I'm going to tell you, I love learning from stories, analogies, and parables. You will learn as you go along that your powerful stories will take you further than any education and information you have. Think about the speakers you most love. Think about why we love reality TV so much now. True stories, movies, and books based on true stories. We learn through other people's journeys. I thrive when I plug into people who are where I want to be, have what I want to have, and are doing what I want to do. And then I can share their journey and hear their stories and apply them to my own life. Because of this, I offer my life as an experiment and a lesson for others as well. I want to share with you a story that just works so well in bringing this concept that is so key for you to get. This is what I have, and I'm here now. And another reason I share this story is because this is how it came to me. It came to me as a download. It came to me as words of wisdom. It unfolded not through my conscious mind first, and I've been teaching it now every time I speak about it. I gave it as a sermon in a church service, and I've spoken about it as a talk in business settings. I've taught it to coaching clients and in group programs and on teleseminars, and it just works. For years and years, over the years, I had heard the story of the feeding of the masses many times. It's a staple in Sunday school and vacation Bible school. It can always be counted on to create a powerful sermon. It's a story of a miracle. And who doesn't love a story of a miracle? Hollywood depends on it. And usually in the story, the focus is on Jesus. Jesus took 5 loaves and 2 fish. 5 loaves and 2 fish, and he fed the masses. He made enough out of not enough. So whether this is a story you relate to, whether Jesus is who you relate to or not, I'm going to take you beyond that part of the story, and you can go with me into this from wherever you now stand. I ask you, okay, but what happened before that? What happened before that? Because this is the part that gets focused on. You know how you can hear or see or experience something more than once, and you will find the nuggets when you need them, when you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. You know, when you watch a movie again or read a book or listen to an audio and you hear or see something different, something that you didn't know was there before. That's how it was for me when I came across this concept. I was really looking when this little story came my way, and I had the eyes and the ears to see and hear something very different. That coach had just really challenged me. Do you believe it's a match? Will you just show up, excuse me, every day, in every moment with what you have right now? And then this very simple story came to me. And the impact has been huge. I want to focus on the boy. This boy who probably was brought along to this exact place on this day, maybe by others, maybe of his own accord. He might have known he was going to see something exciting, something special. But was he able to glimpse even a little what an integral role he would play in this event? The boy was there when someone noticed that the people were tired and hungry. The boy was a part of the crowd that was calling for someone to provide for them. Everyone was looking around. Who will bring food for us all? The logical answers, right, would be to look to the leaders of the community, the organizers of the event, or the wealthy townspeople who might donate something to those in need. The boy was standing there among these masses with 5 loaves and 2 fish, looking out upon this great crowd. He had to know there wasn't enough. And yet no one else was stepping forward to offer a solution. Yeah, been there? I have. And then he showed up. This is what I have, and I'm here now. He didn't let, who am I? What do I have to offer? Think about this. I'm going to continue with this when we get back here in just a minute. Stay with me.
The cutting edge of conscious radio, OMTimes Radio, IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Hi, my name is Monica and I'm the host of Co-Creating Now. Give yourself an opportunity to connect with your all-knowing higher self and manifest joy, love, and peace together every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Simone Milasas would like you to know that business can be fun, which is why she wrote the book, Joy of Business. What if you could have the joy of business rather than the stress and struggle? Most of the time, the only thing stopping you from a thriving business is you. In the Joy of Business book, Simone gives you access consciousness tools and pragmatic ways to get out of your own way and to create the business, life, and living you know is possible and beyond what this reality says is achievable. Business is joy. It's creation. It's generative. It can be the adventure of living. You can purchase your copy of the book through Amazon or Joy of Business website, www.accessjoyofbusiness.com.
Live with Medium Lisa Phoenix, Mediumship Messages and Musings, explores mediumship and all things metaphysical. Lisa Phoenix invites you to reach above and beyond your everyday experiences, to explore new dimensions in the spirit world. She will do live readings to connect callers to their loved ones in spirit, shares engaging stories and teachings from her own personal experience, and will have intriguing conversations with other mediums, spiritual teachers, and healers to help you understand the metaphysical world so you can connect to these forces in your day-to-day life. Join your host on this magical and metaphysical journey into the world of spirit every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids.
Hello, welcome back. This is Michelle Barr, your Sacred Business Success Coach on Sacred Business Success Radio with OMTimes Radio Network. So we have this boy standing there with 5 loaves and 2 fish, looking out upon the crowd, this great massive crowd. He had to know there wasn't enough. And yet no one else was stepping forward to offer a solution. I've been there before too, and I'm sure you have. And then he showed up. This is what I have, and I'm here now. He didn't let, who am I? What do I have to offer? I don't have enough, or I'm not ready. He didn't let any of that stand in his way. He showed up. How many times in our lives, how many times in your life do you say, I'm not ready yet, when an opportunity presents itself? How often do you think, I don't have enough to make a difference? Many of us have heard the quote attributed to both Nelson Mandela and Marianne Williamson, which asks, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? And then their answer, who are you not to be? Who are you not to be? The universe supports action. I learned this and it changed my life. Getting those dreams out of my head and into the world, taking real world aligned action. And every moment counts. Every moment there's a choice point. The integral piece of your life in every moment is you. You are the force behind what happens in your life. Don't let things just happen to you. Don't look around seeing a need and waiting for someone else, someone better, someone more qualified, someone to step up. You step up. You step out. And the universe steps in to meet you. We can't know the full picture, the effect we will truly have, and we don't need to. The boy had 5 loaves and 2 fish. This is what I have, and I'm here now. And he showed up, and the supernatural took care of the rest. One of the most important guiding principles I ever learned was leave the hows to the universe. I show up as I am with what I have. I show up in every moment, every day. And from right where I am, I offer what I have. This creates an energy that activates the full support of the universe. Lives are changed, among them mine, profoundly. That beloved coach I had those first years when I had just closed down a very expensive hobby. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was heartbroken because I didn't want to go home and not do my work again. But I had created financial disaster for myself and my family. And that coach challenged me to fully live this way, and I took it to heart. She told me to believe that in every moment you have everything you need to do what you are here to do. Bring all you have and all you are to every moment. Offer it. And allow the universe to take it and weave it into the greater whole. You have something to offer, and you're here now. So where are you not getting into action? That's where I saw most of my clients not getting into action. Having all these dreams and visions in their head, and then they'd escape more and more into that. And then their physical life, their real world, was getting worse and worse, and they weren't happy, and they weren't being who they are and doing what they do. I have been living this long enough now that my world is so integrated. I am the same wherever I am. If you see me on social media, on my website, at an event, if I'm doing a video, if I'm teaching on an audio, speaking on this radio show, and if you meet me in person, it is the same. My Facebook page is completely public. I live my life and I run my business a lot through Facebook. And it's easy for me because it's the same. I don't separate it out. This is who I am, and I'm here now, and here's what I have to offer. And really wanting you all to get that. It was so key that I saw it showing up so much and saw it in my own life that I started a body of work in 2011 called The Art of Taking Action, Master the Art of Taking Action. At that time, I was working where I had 5 pieces that I worked with people that were my entire process as I saw it. And I called them Discover, Shift, Act, Believe, and Create. And notice, believe comes before create. So my work at that time as personal and spiritual growth and development coach, alternative health, complementary medicine, energy medicine specialist, energy healer, and intuitive. We have a lot of pollen in the air today, and I've been talking a lot already today, so excuse that with my throat, and the show goes on, and we carry on. A lot of my work was around discovering and shifting. I was helping people discover new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, which led to new ways of being and new ways of doing, which led to having new lives, new and better lives, creating a better life now. And I loved it and it worked, but I saw that people were learning that discovering, and then we shift. We shift our energy. We shift our thoughts. Until we shift our actions, nothing was changing in the outside world. So they were feeling better and they were connecting to source and they were thinking and feeling differently. But until you step out and take aligned real world action, nothing was happening in the world. Action is so key that I developed and created this body of work, and I worked on tons of clients. I created a 21-day free email course that was my most successful free gift giveaway ever. You can still get it at intuitivesuccesscoach.com. intuitivesuccesscoach.com. Thousands of people went through it. I got feedback. I worked with private clients. I worked with groups. I have a product. I started as a workshop and then I taught it online, first locally, then online. Then I created a product which I still sell, which people still go through, called Intuitive Success. All of this is about master the art of taking action. That website is still up, theartoftakingaction.com. theartoftakingaction.com, and I have all kinds of free resources on there. And I still work with people on that. Now I work with people who want to get into business and turn their life's calling into a profitable freedom-based business. But it works in every area. It's still the same thing, and it works everywhere. I'm telling you this also because after so much time, I have taken a deep dive in this and lived it and used it as my work, that this year, in a few months actually, my book on this is being published. I'm excited. It'll be out in July and you'll be able to get it then. And I have exciting things, so stay tuned around it because it's going to be a great book for groups, for book clubs, for that kind of thing. Right now, you can find out about the book and you can get a sample chapter at the Entrepreneur's Guide to Taking Action. The Entrepreneur's Guide to Taking Action. And this book will help you not just in business, but also in life stuff. So let's dive a little bit more into that taking action. Picture this, you're on the set everything has been staged just as you imagined. All the players have shown up and been given their roles. Now, that moment, a pause as all energies come together into a very clear focus. And you're leaning into it. The director shouts, "Ready, set, action." What gets everything and everyone in motion? Action. Google action and success and see for yourself. I did this. What does every successful entrepreneur and every powerful spiritual leader have to say about action and success? I Googled both of them together. Here's one I found. Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. Conrad Hilton, who created Hilton Hotels. Action for you all, you really want to know, action is the linchpin of the whole manifestation process. Nothing happens without it. Have you figured that out yet? Yeah, you might experience the good feelings. There's a high that comes from visualizing and dreaming. And one of the biggest tools I share with you all the time is create a vision of the life you want to live without getting into the house, leave the house to the universe, spend time in that vision 5 minutes every day for 30 days and see what happens. But your results remain in your head and are expressed through your thoughts and feelings. It's not until you take action that things show up here in your physical world. I always say, do the energetic work first. It saves so much time. But don't stop there. You still have to take action. That's why of those 5, discover, shift, act, believe, and create. I was living all of them and using all of them and teaching all of them. I shifted my focus of my work from discover and shift. And I will be right back to tell you more in just a minute. Stay with me.
The future of Internet radio is here. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Do you have time to read that inspiring book or that blog post you've been meaning to get to? In your busy world, how do you improve yourself and keep your life going? I'm Lisa Kay, and my Between Heaven and Earth radio show can transform your life just by listening. Be uplifted with inspiring topics, positive stories, and ideas that really work. Between Heaven and Earth radio is conscious living for your soul every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hi, this is Angela Levesque, host of Entanglement Radio. Join me Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern for inspiring conversations with visionaries in spiritual science and conscious healing. Entanglement Radio, Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Transcendent talk for the conscious mind.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
back. Michelle Barr, your sacred business success coach here on OMTimes Radio Network. You see, I get so excited about talking this because it's such a life changer and a game changer that I was in the middle of talking about it and didn't catch my break right off. So I'm glad you're back with me. We are talking about action. We are talking about this is what I have and I am here now. And talking all about action. I was telling you about my book, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Taking Action, which you can find at the Entrepreneur's Guide to TakingAction.com. And how, when I was doing that work, Discover and Shift, I added the action piece on because it's so key. And nothing was happening except that people were coming back for more energy healing and more work. And I love that, but I want to help you do this for yourself and take conscious control and consciously create your life and then your business when you're led to do that. And then I also work with the believing and the creating, because once you work on discovering and shifting, then you learn how to master the art of taking action. Then you work on your beliefs, because once you master the art of taking action and you start working on taking action, you will start bumping up against all your beliefs. So then we work on believe. Then you become a consistent, conscious creator. Think about that. I have now, over the past few years, made my living, created my business out of helping people master the art of taking action. Why? Because people get stuck just before this step. They get frozen, they feel paralyzed, and so they do nothing. And guess what happens when they do nothing? They get nothing. A year goes by, and they are still in the same place they were 365 days before. And you know how I know this? Because they write me, they email me, they message me, they call me, they show up in my social media. And because I give complimentary consultations, 10 of them every month, for people to get on the phone with me, for you to get on the phone with me and explore what you want and need right now and how I can help you. And there are people who get on the phone with me once a year, every year. A year goes by, and they are still in the same place they were 365 days before. They still have what they've always had, and it's painful because they also still have the dreams and desires for something more. Those didn't go away. I'm going to ask you, haven't you been getting ready and set long enough? Isn't it time to dive in? There has never been a better time than now, and there never will be. You are here now, and this is what you have. What I discovered when I was finally willing to embrace this concept and at least try it out in my own life, because I do everything first. I turn my life into an experiment for these concepts and these universal principles. And then once they're proven and I have a handle on them, I bring them to you. I never ask you to do anything I haven't already done for myself. What I discovered was that it's really easier than I thought. Much of it was in my mind. Once I got into action, I found that if I just stayed in action, I could take baby steps and I could create profound results. So I've been doing that now specifically and consistently for over 3.5 years, and it has made all the difference in my world. Here's a universal principle for you. You are always either moving towards or away from your goal, your vision, your mission, your truth, and the life of your dreams. In every moment, there's a choice point to get into action or to retreat. Don't fool yourself into thinking that standing still will not have an impact. There is no true still. In every moment, you are making choices that are either moving you towards or away from what you want and where you want to be. Not taking action is an action. My coach's request to you is to identify something you want that isn't showing up for you right now, or something you don't want that is showing up for you. Make a decision to take one action that will move you toward where you want to be, then take action. Ready, set, action. If you find that you are experiencing resistance, if you feel that you need support and guidance to move, then I'm here. On my website, michellebarr.com and theartoftakingaction.com, I have resources. I have free resources for you. And you can click on that contact tab and schedule a complimentary consultation with me. And we can dive into this and we can talk about it. What you can do is put this part into action. Another thing, if you've been listening to my show for any length of time and moving forward with this, is I always give you practical tips, tools, techniques, and things you can add to your daily practices. I have business practices and spiritual and personal practices, and I use both of them. So take what works for you and start building those practices into your life, even if it's not every day. So this coach's request to you is to do this one thing. Identify something you want that isn't showing up for you right now, or something you don't want that is showing up. Make a decision. Make a decision. The first step in my move process. To take one action that will move you toward where you want to be. Then take the action. Take it right away. Another tool that I want to take you back to that I gave you just a little while ago that is a great daily practice. I have built my whole life in business by creating a vision of the life I want to have and then creating a business that supports and sustains that. So now I know it works. I teach people to do it every day, all the time, and I can do that for you too. I've done it for myself. And what I know is start with that vision. Create the vision. Stay away. Leave the hows to the universe. Get into the essence of it. What it feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like, who's around you, how you're experiencing it, what you like, what you want, what you need. And then drop into that vision 5 minutes every day for 30 days and watch what happens, and then come tell me about it. I want to know because I know it works. Watch what happens. At first, you'll be very active, setting the stage, and then you'll come back to this familiar place that is becoming this masterpiece, this piece of art that you're creating. Your life is an art that you're creating. You are going to start living a life by design rather than living a life by default. You're going to be more and more and more creating your life consciously. So this vision is important because you'll come to this vision and the vision will start taking on energy. It'll start taking on your energy and taking on a life. And suddenly you will see and feel things that you didn't know were there because now you're giving your soul permission to open up and your heart permission to open up and create with you instead of just creating in your head. And you will be amazed at what starts showing up. And then even more amazed when you recognize it starts showing up in your outer world. And then you know, that was in my vision. I am following that breadcrumb. I am doing that. And that's how it unfolds step by step, piece by piece, moment by moment. Really do that. We have a new moon coming up on the 18th in 2 days, April 18th. So if you're listening to this as a recording, go look up what is the next new moon. It's a great time to start this visioning and measure it, journal it, talk about it, write about it, notice it for 30 days. I always set powerful new intentions on the new moon. That's another one of my powerful practices. And that one is both a spiritual and personal practice and a business practice because I run my business on that cycle too. And I'll teach you more about that on another show. So take that time. If you don't like following the moon cycle, pick the next first day of a new month and do it for a whole month. Start putting these things into practice. Come out of your head and bring these things into the real world. You will start seeing it working for you. You will not be alone. Everything will start coming together. The universe will connect the dots. The universe is the best networker, and you will start seeing the breadcrumbs to follow. So there's some things for you, really practical things. And if you go back into the archives and listen to my other shows, you will get something every time. So I urge and encourage you after you listen to put these things into practice and start changing your life. Thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you again next week on OMTimes Radio Network. Have a great day.